So back when we were actually able to do some traveling back in early January, I bought a little game controller. Well, it was a normal size game controller. It felt a lot like an Xbox controller for my iPad and the iPhone and our Android tablet and whatever other little things we were traveling with. And it was because sometimes when you're traveling, you'd like to play games. And I'm not a person that necessarily wants to hold onto, let's say, my iPad while I'm playing. Now on the iPhone, not as big an ordeal because it's small and it feels almost like a portable game console all by itself. But an iPad I find is too big to just be constantly holding. So I wanted a game controller, so I bought one. Problem is that we found that it still takes up a fair bit of space in your bag. With the hopes that one day we'll be able to travel again, I started looking at other game controllers. Now I don't know how good this one's gonna be, but I figured it looks small, and if it works, then we'll give it a try. And it's the Run Snail Bluetooth Gamepad 02 wireless controller. It says that it works for the Nintendo Switch, Windows, Android, macOS, and I'm hoping iPad and iOS, because I have those here. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay guys, so here it is on Amazon. This is where I got it from. A whopping 2 ratings right now, so not a lot of ratings. You can get this in a bunch of different colors, so it's the 8Bitdo, I guess. So as you can see from their website, not only can you get it in different colors, but you can get a different model as well, which is really designed for, I believe, the Switch. So if you're looking for a Switch controller, and you'll see here, this one has the dual D-pads, which I'm guessing is like, I don't have a Switch, so I'm guessing that's what it's like. That one you can get in that turquoise color as well. You can also get it in yellow, or you can get the controller that I got, which is this one in turquoise, pink, or yellow. I got the turquoise. Seemed like the nicest, closest to blue. I like blue and or red. If they would have had a red one, maybe. But I think the turquoise is the way to go for me. So here it is right here. And I've got 2 tablets, so an Android tablet and an iPad. But you can see here, 02 Switch, Windows, macOS, and Android. So I don't know if it'll work on this. But I do also have my Mac here, so if all those fails, we can test. But I'm going to test it on this just to see. It is tiny. There's the box. So that's the box itself. So this is a little controller, without question. This is little. On the back here, it does say Switch, Windows, Android, macOS, 10.7, Steam, Raspberry Pi, turquoise edition. All right, that's everything. All right, what's in the box? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, let's put this over here. Firstly, we get this tiny little manual, what it looks like. So one size here is in, I'm guessing Chinese would be my guess. And on this side here, we are gonna have, I guess what the buttons do. So it talks about the Switch, Windows, Android, macOS, and a keyboard mode. And I guess battery indicators. Simple, you know, easy, should be easy to read. Fonts are a little tiny, but you'll get through it, I'm sure. You also get a really tiny little micro USB cable. Now that is really small, but I guess you don't necessarily need it really big. Hopefully this has a bit of charge in it. We'll find out. You also get here, actually that's nice. It's kind of this rubbery material, but that's gonna be like a little, you know, wrist strap if you wanna be able to hold this, pop it in there. That's kind of handy. I like that material because it's stretchy. It's like a really thick rubber band. I like that. And last but not least, are you ready? Check that. Look at that. That's a little controller. So you got your little D-pad right here. You got your buttons, your start, your select, and you got like top buttons up here, right and the left little buttons up there. Click seems decent. We'll see. We'll see. And there's your micro USB connector. Now size-wise, here's my hand. There it be right there. Look at that. How small is that? Hey? That's crazy. So there's your select start. I like the color. I like the white accents. Very cool. On the back, it's more of a matte color, whereas in the front, it's got a little bit of shine to it. Yeah, that's all right, as long as it works. Okay, so we're gonna hook this into our iPad, and it's a little different when you do it on an iPad or iPhone, because as you can see here, this is flashing. And if you go to Bluetooth, nothing shows up. There's nothing in other devices that pops up. So you want to make sure, for one, that when you turn this on, when you're trying to connect to an Apple device, so an iOS or iPadOS device, that you hold your A button down when you hit your start to get it into pairing mode. So what happens is when it does that, it seems to want to pair a little differently. So if we go into accessibility, then switch control, and then under switches, you'll see Bluetooth device, and it should show up here. But you see how it comes up as DualShock 4 controller? You gotta remember, the only real third-party controllers that are accessible or available to iOS are Xbox Bluetooth controllers and PlayStation controllers. So it sees it as a PlayStation controller. So we'll tap this, you'll see it's connected, and now we should have control of this little controller. I think I downloaded a game here. I don't know, we'll try this Agent Intercept, because I think it's controller compatible. And I'm gonna turn some of the volume down. Yeah, see, I can steer just fine. Hold X to boost. Well, which is boost? Oh, so it's the B button. All right, that seems to be working good. Oh, now we got a different one. Which button is it? So that was your Y button. So the nice thing about this game is that it actually gives you a little bit of time to try to figure out which button it is. So that's your turbo. This button over here is your missiles. I got 2 missiles left. Oh, maybe I get some more. Cool, so this seems to work quite well. Very nice. So that's it on an actual iPad. Cool. And we can hit the start button to get back. You'll see it exits out of this. We can just abort. So that's kind of nice all by itself. Nothing wrong with that. Now, again, if we want to be able to connect this with a different device, let's say an Android device, then we have to make sure first off that we disconnect this. So we're gonna have to go into our Bluetooth devices here, and where it has DualShock controller, we're gonna go in here and say forget it, because if not, every time the iPad is open, it's gonna automatically try to connect to it. And again, you just wanna make sure that the games you download are going to actually be controller compatible, because if they're not, then this isn't gonna function. So a little bit of research just to make sure that you find a game that is. Now, I think I have one that is, and we'll give it a small try just to see. But again, this tablet, a little weaker for games. So we'll see if it functions well. All right, so you'll see here, I got this 8Bitdo 02 gamepad. Now, I don't know if there's a specific combination, but if I hold the B button down while I start it, I get this. On the iPad, you'll notice I held the A button and started. So we're gonna try this one. Hopefully it should see it now. And currently connected. So that's good. So it seems like the A button kind of gets it into almost like an iPad or iOS mode, whereas the B button gets it ready for Android. So that could be good, I guess. Something to kind of know. Okay, so I've tried like 2 different games, and one didn't work, and one worked. But just so you guys know, just because it has controller support, especially with this little guy, it may not have as many buttons as you need. So I was playing one game, and it was like, to shoot, hit your right 2 button. I'm like, I don't have a right 2 button. So I couldn't use that. But we're gonna try one last one, and I think this one should work because it's a driving game. So if we come back in here, it is Real Racing. So we're gonna bring up Real Racing. Should have all the files downloaded. Got my controller. Doesn't even make sense. It just downloaded, and now it says it has to download again. Crazy. Sometimes I just wish during the install, when you first download it, it comes up and says, here's the whole thing, not we're gonna have to download this piece, which is 40 megs, and then we'll download another 1 gig patch, and then once you're just about ready to play, we'll download another 230 megs, just because we're pretty sure you don't actually want to play anything right now. No. All right, my friends, so just so you guys know, in regards to pairing, and I think this is kind of important, and if you read the instructions that come with this, you'll get this out of the way. But You have to put the controller in a pairing mode designed specifically for the type of device it's connecting to. So if you are connecting to a Windows machine, you're gonna hold the X button and the start when it boots to get it into pairing with Windows. You're gonna hold the B button and start when you want it to boot and pair to Android. And last but not least, if you're pairing to a Mac or iOS, you're gonna hold the A button and start. That's all written in the instructions, so just make sure you give it a read and you should be good to go. All right guys, it looks like this is almost finished downloading its remaining files. This is still, looks like it's connected to the Android tablet here. And again, this is a bit of an older game, but I think it'll work. And really we're just wanting to verify that this actually works and what the controls are like. All right, here we go. So you'll actually see it comes up and says a game controller is connected. So that's good. It actually recognizes a controller, so that's fantastic. Okay, it says flick right to get started. Now I wonder if I can just hold this down, right? Yep. Okay, Academy, sure. Okay, so that's kind of back. Maybe this way. There we go. So A button goes forward. Yep, forward. Enter. Sure, they all look good to me. Let's just complete a lap. This is our test. There we go, working like a charm. And for me, this is way better than trying to use on-screen controls. Boom! Oh yeah, way better. So much better. Okay guys, I'm gonna shut this off. So again, a few things to just realize that you wanna make sure that the game that you're playing is compatible with a gamepad so that you can use a controller for it. This is on Windows or Mac or iOS or Android or any of those platforms. If it's not compatible with a controller, this isn't going to function. Secondly, is that the game, even if it does support a game controller, that is not a game that is overly complex, because certain games may require more of the shoulder buttons. So a right one and a right two, and a left one and a left two. Whereas this controller only has right one and left one. So if you need those extra buttons, which some games may, this isn't going to be enough. You're going to need more. But I think for 25 bucks, for me, I don't play a lot of hardcore games or anything like that. I want a controller mostly for like driving games. It's kind of the games I play, and ones that are fairly simple. I think that'll be great. A nice, easy, small controller that you and I can fit just about anywhere. And the fact is, it kind of connects with anything. Now, on the Apple system with iOS, it requires the latest iOS or iPadOS, because it was that one that actually enabled controller support. So just kind of be aware. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. Is it worth the 25 bucks? Yeah, it's kind of cool. If you're a casual gamer, I think it'll fit in nicely. If you're a little bit more of an intense or hardcore gamer, you're gonna want something a bit more serious. All right, my friends, I'm gonna leave it there. I'll put a link down below if you guys are interested. And that's it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Next video. Later, my friends.